In 1998, the University of Toronto Governing Council said that no student offered admission should be unable to enter or complete their program due to lack of financial means. That's our commitment, and we stand by it.
In the very beginning, I had to worry about maybe looking at bank loans or getting a part-time job, and that really took away a lot of my focus on my studying.
I don't think any student should not be able to have an education because of money.
There were certain concerns financially we had when myself and my family made the decision for me to come back to school.
It's a point of giving everybody a chance.
I think one of the great equalizers that U of T provides through that financial aid is the fact for literally, as we said before, anybody from any walk of life to come and get a top-notch, world-class education.
The University of Toronto provides the most generous student support programs of any university or college in Ontario, and is the only Ontario post-secondary institution to fund all costs not recognized by OSAP, including living expenses.
Going to U of T and having financial aid and having UTAPs really took that stress away from me.
The grants make a difference to me because I do not need to find too much part-time jobs to support myself.
It offset my tuition payments, and once I moved out of residence, it helped with rent payments, groceries, all that kind of stuff.
Here are some important facts. U of T enrolls and supports a high proportion of students from families with incomes of less than $50,000 compared to other Ontario universities.
There's definitely financial concerns, weren't, the most well off, so not having to worry about having to send 2 children to university.
I have many siblings, so I'm the oldest of 3 other siblings. So my parents have a lot of other financial burdens they need to support at home. So for me, it wasn't really practical to ask them to pay for my university tuition. So it definitely was necessary, in my case, to find some other outside source of financial aid, and U of T has offered me that, so it has worked out perfectly.
U of T's expenses on all student support have grown from $7.7 million in 1991 to almost $165 million in 2013.
I got 2 scholarships, the Paul Kaderi Scholarship and the Oscar J. Marshall Scholarship, and that totaled to around $4,500.
Some of the bursaries and scholarships I received were the Gladys Watson bursary and the APSCT bursary through First Nations House. And I was eligible for one of those each year I was here, which was an incredible help.
There's also a program called Work Study Program here, so you can work in the lab and meanwhile get some payment. That's pretty good.
My position's in the sports medicine clinic here at U of T in the athletic center, and it's a great environment to work in. It's what I want to do. It's a lot of fun. I love my job. I love going.
I would not be able to be in the management program if it wasn't for UTAPs.
Every year, the majority of our undergraduate students in first entry programs graduate with no OSAP debt. And among our students graduating with OSAP debt, that average has been decreasing and is currently at its lowest level in 5 years.
I have covered my 2 years of university expenses all in scholarships, bursaries, and grants.
When my financial situation was stable, that's when I was able to focus on my studies.
That kind of stress relieving from financial aid is really beneficial to make an all-around student.
Include non-repayable aid, and on average, U of T's OSAP recipients pay approximately half the published tuition and fees cost.
Well, after combining the amount that I got through OSAP as well as the UTAPS grant, it pretty much covered definitely more than half of my tuition for this year, which has really helped me a lot.
The majority of the aid I've gotten from the university has come from UTAPs, and that has been enormously helpful that way. This year alone, the UTAPs program actually cut my tuition by over 50%.
With the assistance of financial aid, it absolutely reduced the amount of tuition I had to pay. I would probably say by about half, which is a great help because it opens up so many doors for other opportunities. You can take other courses, you can apply for workshops, there's lots of other things you can do with that money.
It's our priority to make university education affordable. This year alone, students were awarded 2,700 admission scholarships, 4,600 in-course scholarships, and 14,000 bursaries.
I would really like to thank the donors and the people at U of T who have given me this financial aid to enable me to come here, to enable me to be here today, pursue my dreams, and just make all this possible, because without them it would not have been possible.
I hope I can pass it on, just like when me and my family come here, a lot of people help us, so I hope I can pass it on.
I hope to help the world in terms of creating a charitable hospital in anywhere in the developing world.
But there's really no words to describe how much I actually owe them, because I don't know how else I could have gotten my university education.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sure that's what everyone says, but it's actually kind of unbelievable the amount of opportunities that it opens up for you when you're less worried about financial stress.
At the University of Toronto, we're working hard to ensure that qualified students can afford the best possible university education. We're proud of our commitment and of our record.